aging exercise now. So I want you to turn to the person on both sides of you and introduce yourself first, and then tell them one way that you could start aging healthier, which will help the person you're caring for. So go ahead, say hi to each other.
That's all right. That's okay.
That's a good point. All right, I'll bring your attention back. So I heard a couple exercises. Does anyone else want to shout out some of their answers? How could the people in the crowd start aging healthier?
We'll talk afterwards.
Dick says he wants me to set him up on an exercise routine. No, Dick loves pole walking, don't you, Dick?
You don't know how to spell pole, incidentally.
Oh, did I spell that wrong? You should have an E maybe on the end there?
Yeah.
What are some of the other examples in the crowd that you could help you age healthier?
What's this? Pole walking.
Completely. Some other ones. Massage, that is a good one. What else? Swimming, keep firing them.
Yoga.
Yes, I go to yoga 4 times a week and love it. I suggest it to everyone. Laughter, good one. I don't know where you could go, maybe a caregiver forum or something.
I'm just
Have a hobby.
you know, looking after for your grandchild. I'm raising my grandchild. You know, that's why it makes me keep lively.
Yeah, that's another good one, and that's actually a really good one. All right.
I dance 6 or 8 hours a week.
Pets is a really good one, actually, and Audrey and I were just talking about pets earlier.
Yeah, I dance 6 or 8 hours a week.
You're a dancer.
I do.
You want to show us a quick move?
Well, have you got some music for a polka?
No music. I think I know the step.
Oh yeah, but that's the cowboy polka.
I think I'm too young to know the one you're talking about.
You got to get a couple of more steps in there.
Well, I guess for the next forum we're going to have a polka dancing competition out there.
You're really good.
So as a caregiver, in order to age healthy, it's just not one key component. It isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It takes many skills and many tools. But the good news is I know that every single one of you in here has these tools inside of you. You just have to choose to take the responsibility, as I mentioned earlier, to want to age healthier. Excuses are made very easy. And it's these excuses that kind of steer us off track and prevent us from keep living as active and healthy a lifestyle as we should. So 3 of the tools, and there, like I said, there's a whole basket of them, but 3 of them, commitment. So you all showed me that today because you showed up to the forum. Communication. You all just introduced yourself, so we all know how to communicate with one another. And cooperation. You listened attentively to me and the other people that were giving you suggestions of how they could age healthy. So again, it's inside of us, so we can't really make excuses if it's already there. You just have to find it. So that all equals healthy aging. But there's one tool, and that's the reason why I'm here today. There's one tool that will help you age healthier. It will help you be a better caregiver. It will help you fight through all of those excuses. I believe truly in my heart that it's this tool or skill that we all have that we're constantly forgetting about when it comes to the caregiving process. And it's because we forget about it that causes a lot of us to be in a lot more crisis than we need to be. It's this tool that I'm actually dedicating the rest of my life to preach about. What is it? It was in the title. It's planning. Something very simple. If you want to be the best caregiver you can possibly be, you have to start to learn how to plan. If you want to live the rest of your days in your own home, or you want to help your loved one or your parent live in their home till the end of their days, you have to make a plan. Where most people go wrong is that everything seems fine. Their parent or their husband and everybody's happy and they're ticking right along there, and all of a sudden, boom, something happens. Crisis strikes, a fall or a stroke. And now what happens? Our life's unraveling before our eyes. And that's because we have no guidance. When something happens, as people, we need to be able to follow something or have a plan or be able to resort to something to help guide us through the situation. But as caregivers, because we tend not to plan, my family's included on that one, we were in crisis, and then we're making split decisions going, what do we do now? And then anxiety kicks in, and guilt and peace of mind that was mentioned over there earlier. And it's tough, but a lot of these emotions, which I want to remind you of, can be prevented if we plan. So is there some kind of plan that will help me and my loved one age healthfully? In business, when you start a business, you write a business plan. And this business plan spells out exactly what you're going to do for 5 to 10 years. And you keep referring back to that business plan when the company needs a change or whatnot. Well, that's a funny concept. Could we not apply those same principles to caregiving? And I know some of you are probably looking at me going, yeah, Brad, they're called care plans. And yes, you're 100% right. But those are called nursing care plans. The care plans that I'm going to call them today, we're going to call them family care plans. Because nursing care plans are typically written by nurses. They're typically only written after an accident or some sort of loss of independence. And they're usually pretty specific. A family care plan, what I'm talking about, it's written by the whole family. So it's written, most importantly, by the parent, and it's assisted by the child, the grandkids, the relatives. And it's a plan that can start being made at retirement and carried right through till end of life. But most importantly, and this might be a crazy idea, but it's written before crisis in order to help you navigate crisis. Just like a business plan helps a business navigate through the markets. So these are examples of some care plans that could be included in the family care plan. So let's think of the family care plan as a book, and these could be pages in the book. So the example that I'm going to talk about today is, say your dad can no longer drive or shouldn't be driving and the children are worried about it. So what do? Well, easy. You flip open your family care plan to page 15 and it's spelled out exactly what you should do. And the best part of this is that your father talked to you about this plan 5 years before when he was in good mental health, because everybody in the family knew that one day he wouldn't be able to drive anymore. The hard part was to get him to admit that, but when we finally did, we made a plan. So we know that the first step is to check his medication, make sure it's not making him dizzy. The second step was is to have him only drive during the day. But what if dad is driving during the day and is still a danger to himself and society, and you have to actually revoke his license? This is going to be tough. What do? Easy. You flip to page 16. You knew this was going to happen. You and your brother decided with your father, or if your father doesn't want to cooperate in this step, that you're going to involve the family doctor. And you're going to take dad and have the family doctor explain why his driver's license needs to be revoked. And if dad still doesn't want to give up his license, then the family doctor can remove the license so you don't have to. So you're going to cry still. And this is going to be tough, because when your dad's yelling at you and he's angry and you just stole probably the biggest chunk of his independence away from him and he's blaming you, you're going to be upset. But at least you can go to bed at night and think, you know what, I am upset, but I know I made the right choice. I had the peace of mind that I made the right choice. I'm confident in my decision. And yes, it's kind of a sticky situation, and I wish I didn't have to go through it, but we did, and we made it through. And it doesn't have to be your dad, it could be your husband too. Sit down with your husband before this comes and say, what are you going to do when you can no longer drive and I have to take your license away? You might not be able to approach it all in one conversation. It might take 2 or 3 months. All the women are laughing like, man.
Takes a while.
Yeah. So I'm not naive. I'm not trying to say something and make all this fluff up. I know it's tough. And that's why communication is one of the most important factors in caregiving. Communication and planning. So I don't know if you had a chance to look at these. I don't want to read them all, but these are just 8 of about 25 plans that you can discuss. And one that I really would like you to pay attention to is what happens if a parent falls and breaks a hip, because statistically this is going to happen. It's what forces us out of our homes. So if we know that, why don't we just write down on a piece of paper what we're going to do when mom falls and breaks her hip? Just think about that. Go home. So let's do just a quick overview because I know that I only have 45 minutes and I am trying to get as much information to you as I can. Planning causes you to be a better caregiver. All right? I'm sure a lot of you in here are excellent caregivers. My point is planning can help you to that next level because we can always be better. Being a better caregiver will help our loved ones age healthier. So if we understand how we can make our loved ones' lives easier and make our own lives easier, we're all going to age healthier. And finally, if we know how to age healthier, we're going to be able to prolong our independence. So there's a bit of a hierarchy here, but again, notice planning is at the top. I truly believe planning is where it should all begin. So if planning is such a big part of our lives, then why do we tend not to plan for caregiving? That's the million